today. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears taking on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
First carry for Patrick DeMarco. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
The 29-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Foles. And that is incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Now he finds his tight end, Graham. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again. Jones. He completes it to Tate. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken it around the 40. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bears take over.
The Bears take over.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves out that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
A gain of 9.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
New York.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Brings up.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Jones. He's got his man. This is Tate. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screen.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
Goes up how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down.
Field goal, a 47-yard attempt.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead.
Bears.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
The Chicago offense set to get started. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line.
They'll take over.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
At the 42-yard line.
2nd and 5 now. Jones toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
A gain of 9.
Jones and Shepard with a connection there for Giants first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Tackle made at the 24-yard line.
They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
And a yard.
A handoff to Barkley. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards there and a first down.
At the 12-yard line.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun. Jones brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
6. Bears.
So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Foles. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Foles. And it's knocked away and incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
A 52-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 6-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Eddie Pinheiro to kick off for Chicago.
Pinheiro now to kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And Valentine going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Oh, that was dangerous.
It's now
thrown into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. To throw again, Jones, and that'll be incomplete. Jones took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. The Giants on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Intended for Evan Ingram. Incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the second time. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
39-yard line.
Nick Foles ready for the next drive, leads out the Bears. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Foles. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
First and 10 at the 11.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. Here's Foles. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
On second down now, it's Patterson, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
No gain on the play.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. Fourth down. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Cordero Patterson, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Eddie Pinheiro, the kickoff for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded in the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. From the 31, Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Intended for Golden Tate.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The sack by Robert Quinn.
Former first-round pick Leonard Floyd is no longer with the Bears, so they signed Robert Quinn to replace him as a sack guy. And Robert Quinn just got one right there. Had 11.5 sacks last year with Dallas. The best since his lone all-pro season in 2014. And I know the Bears are his fourth team in 4 years after stints with the Rams, Dolphins, and Cowboys. But don't be fooled by that. Robert Quinn still has a lot of juice left in his tank.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. Last week, good result. They were able to beat the Detroit Lions, and now they are on the good side of the scoreboard right now as well. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
To the running back.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 41, Foles. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
11 at the 46-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Foles firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
The Bears on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
For Jimmy Graham.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
At their own 7.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And time to spotlight Golden Tate. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the 2nd quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for...
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Well, they did go run, so you were right. Maybe a little more breathing room for 4th down.
Well, no one wants to be accused of playing it safe, right? But instead, they would just reverse it and say, we're playing it smart.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, they're on him too quickly back there, and it's blocked. And they are going to take possession of the football.
And that's truly the way to change field position, isn't it? Block the punt and then take over inside the 5-yard line. What a tremendous job by them. You change momentum, you change field position, and give yourself a chance to score.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Cordero Patterson with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Taken in the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's a look at Golden Tate as he heads back onto the field now. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 19 yards to pick up there. Maybe a good spot. To take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's a give to Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. They needed a yard. They got it. 1st down.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
A first down carry for Barkley, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Kyle Fuller. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Jones to throw on 2nd down. Catch made by Slayton.
Complete to Darius.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Saquon Barkley, and he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
And 7 yards to go.
Looking to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 31-yard line. The end result, 21 yards.
21 yards.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Jones now on 1st and 10. Complete. This is Lewis. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Complete to
1st down Giants. Jones to Ingram.
Goal at the 5.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They'll look to throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's got it. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
14 yards.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Now a timeout coming here defensively, as on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football, and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Bears take over 1st and 10.
And the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up in Lambeau, an NFC North battle between Detroit and Green Bay. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown pass. In the game you're watching, it's the former Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles with the strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. A reminder, still some good games coming up here in Week 2 of the NFL. Later tonight, a rematch from that Super Bowl a few years back. New England visits Seattle up in the Northwest. And then on Monday night, we'll be there. The first regular season NFL game ever played in the state of Nevada. The New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders from Allegiant Stadium. That should be something. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Barkley on first down, running into a wall as he stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And it's 3rd down. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And Tate's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
First down.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
1 yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jones. And this is Shepard on the catch. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. That last completion is certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll get the lead down to 5.
17.
It can be a thankless job sometimes to be a kicker, but they're thanking him right now. That's now 4 field goals. He's kept him in the game.
He sure has. That offense has got to find its rhythm because I'm not sure that just kicking field goals is going to allow them to win this game.
Tariq Cohen on the return. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 1st down, Patterson able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. The ball carrier.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Now a give right side. It's Patterson. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 8.
Giants 12.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Giants ball carrier. He was brought down by Buster Screen.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
20-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Yeah, he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
To throw again on 2nd down. Foles. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Patterson on the draw play. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Ball carried by the
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic 1st down.
Patterson on the carry. And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there. He's got a Bears touchdown. Cordero Patterson with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give him a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded in the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
4-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a toss right to Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
On the carry.
Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Foles going to lead the Bears to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery. And he powers his way up past the 30. The tackle there by the safety, Xavier McKinney.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Pass.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands. And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing.
Pressure comes, and the Giants block it. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants.
The Giants will
now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And 11. At the 24-yard line.
Back now at Soldier Field.
End of the 3rd.
All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
All tied.
Back now at Soldier Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. On 2nd and 11 now. Foles over the middle. He gets it to Patterson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They run with Patterson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Foles. The connection made. It's Graham. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 25-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Patterson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Following the fumble recovery, Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good for a Giant 1st down. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics, he's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
At the 47-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Jones throwing complete here to Tate. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 12.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jones, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants have broken our tie as they take the lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Foles and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Gonna let one fly for Robin, and that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Chicago. 49 yards.
Well, if you're a fan of offensive football, this game is for you because this one's been much more like a tennis match than a football game. Back and forth, and there's another example right there of another big play in the passing game.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And able to find Graham, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That catch in his career is number 662, and that's significant because it ties him with Hall of Famer Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah, who was a wide receiver at Alabama before he transitioned in the NFL. And we're seeing similar attributes here because the ability to play inside, outside, flex out, he can catch it from any position and turn it into a big play.
Now he's got his eyes on 700. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll go on the ground. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
On the return, the Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
New York ready to go again offensively. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
The ball carrier tackled at the 25-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Jones throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. Jones hit and the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
Recovered by the defense.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Makes the score.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. Now here comes Daniel Jones and the Giants again.
Certainly they want to win this game, but down 3, they know what they need to do. Get in field goal range, at least have a chance to tie it.
And if you approach it the right way, you almost have a safety net. Knowing just a field goal gets it done. You don't press for the touchdown, but you take it if the opportunity comes. If the opening's there, someone slips into secondary and you get a big play. But otherwise, get the 3. Put that on the board and try to extend the game.
They'll be trying to muster 3. Of course, they'd love the score to win it.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. The tackle made there by Kyler Fackrell. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Foles on the give to Montgomery. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
10 at the 12-yard line.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. A little insult to injury here late in the game. And he missed it. It's no good. But hold everything. Did they rough the kicker here? Looked like they might have. Let's see.
I don't know what the heck he was looking at.
So 5 yards for running into. Lucky it wasn't 15 for roughing.
No doubt about it, because they protect the kickers and the guys holding the ball almost as much as they protect quarterbacks in the pocket. They don't want those types of injuries.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Are you serious, dog?
The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, We don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Bears, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons.